Hey friends, welcome to Meet Me Monday. I am Karma with Lewis Acre Farm, and I am so very thankful that you're here with me today. I apologize if I'm a little scatterbrained today. We had a very late night last night. We have a sick kitty, and we ended up at the emergency vet last night. Didn't get home until about 5 o'clock this morning. So please bear with me. We'll get through this. So, Kevin, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate that. We have an amazing guest today, and I am so blessed to have her with us. We have Kendra with Consume the Goodness and Consume the Gameness. Rob, welcome in. I am so glad you're here. So let me welcome Kendra to the stage. Hey! Good morning, sunshine. Good afternoon. I guess it's afternoon now, isn't it? It's my morning because I just barely woke up a short time ago. Anyway, I'm being surrounded by my beautiful babies right now.
I see their tails.
Yeah. How are you today?
I'm good. Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
I feel nervous now.
So excited. I'm so glad you were able to get this worked out. I got my ever faithful sidekick, Miss Molly. You can't even see her little face.
Oh.
But no, Logan, you're not chopped sushi, but that's the first comment I've seen from you. Welcome in, Logan. But anyway, so how have you been doing lately? I know that you put out a short recently that you'd had some health issues, and your family found you and helped you out.
Not the most uncommon thing, unfortunately, but I'm glad that they did. Mostly, I'm glad it didn't hit my head because there's the bottom of two workout things right there where my head was, and I did not hit those things, so I'm super happy about that. But I was just glad that I was able to, lower myself down after years of passing out. It's kind of like normal for us. It's normal for me to pass out or for somebody to hear a bang and they're like, oh, mommy passed out. But I normally don't like to, which I know we talked about this last Tuesday, I think, a little bit when I was on was it last Tuesday? When I was up a little bit with you and Gary?
It's been a couple of weeks, but.
Oh, yeah. But just to maybe occasionally show the things, but to try to have encouragement with it too. Like if you do have limitations, we can still, try again the next day. And
absolutely,
we might have holdbacks, but it doesn't have to hold us back always, every day, all day long, so.
You find ways to adapt and overcome.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yep. Absolutely. And I think that's one thing that I absolutely love about you. And one of the reasons why we've connected so strongly is because you and I both don't allow our limitations to stop us.
Yeah.
We push on and we find ways to do what we want to do just in a different way.
Yeah. Yep. It has taken a long time to just not do things. I'm very stubborn and very hard on myself. So when I'm like, no, I can do it. I can do it. I can do it. And I was like that for years and just pushed myself to the point of passing out. So I've at least grown some in that aspect where I'm telling myself, okay, just because I need to ask for help or just because I need to not finish this right now or I can't do it, it doesn't mean that I'm weak. It doesn't mean that whatever.
No,
So,
absolutely not.
but those are the thoughts that I used to have. Like, no, just do it. Like, come on. Like, my gosh, just do it. Like, you can just do it. And so I'm at least better. But there are times where I'm cooking and I'm sitting in a chair. I pull a chair from the dining room table and I put it in the kitchen and I sit to cook. Sometimes that's the most that I can do. And sometimes
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, it took forever for me to get that through my head where I'm like, I'm, 20, whatever. I'm 31, 32, whatever age. I'm 37 now. But in overall the years, like I'm so young and I have hearing aids and a bench for the shower in case I can't stand up to shower. And I have all these like old people things I felt like. And I don't know if it was just like, I don't know. I don't know because nobody around me has ever been like, wow, you're really weak, or I can't believe you can't do this. It was all just me, myself in my own head.
Exactly.
But being able
it's important to tear down the stereotypes and destroy them because I was 38 and I had my first hip replacement. I was walking on a walker. I started getting senior discounts because I had gray hair and I was using a walker. 38 and getting senior discounts at Taco Bell because, hey, why not? Embrace the discount, find fun things about it to,
Oh yeah, we laugh about it all the time. There are some people who maybe are like new to just us. So I feel like, I don't know, people who have watched my channel, even some, I'm very sarcastic. Like, don't take a lot of things. Things are taken lightly and I can find humor in a lot of things. So when there are like new people at our house or around us and we're all making jokes about my passing out or like, I don't know, we just laughing about it because it is kind of funny. It can be funny.
It can be.
To where I'm like, I could do that. And I know that I can't, but I'm like, I could put the ceiling, like I could put the drywall up on the ceiling and then people start making jokes about it. Like, oh yeah, sure. And then try to act out me passing out or talk about how I take the fast route, however people say it, down the stairs when I fall downstairs sometimes because I get dizzy up there and I fall down. So we're all laughing and making jokes about it. Outside people look at it like, oh my gosh, like that's not okay. Right. That's not right. But I'm like, I'm just one who's like, obviously when it's serious, if I'm hurt, it's not funny. But I'm just I can laugh at myself. I laugh at myself all the time. And I would prefer people to laugh with me than to look at me like, oh, you poor thing. You know what I'm saying?
Right. I think people have gotten the impression, well, we teach our children not to make fun of people with disabilities, not to poke, point and stare and all of that. And I think that they take it to mean that you can't ever take lightly a situation with a person who has disabilities.
Yeah. And I'm sure that I don't know tons of people with different disabilities, but working in the medical field and then just, having friends at school and stuff who have had different types of disabilities. For the most part, the feedback that I've gotten is that they would prefer that. Like, just treat me like anybody else. If you would joke about that with that person who's not in a wheelchair, why won't you joke about it with me? Like, just treat me like everybody else, So, yeah.
Really quick, I want to greet the people that are popping in. We've got so far 13 in here. Let's see. Go back up here. All right. Let's see where I left off. Okay. Jason from Just Jason Keto and More. Welcome in. Hajways, I'm so glad that you're here. You're here pretty much every time, and I really appreciate that. Tiffany, Canadian Family Life, or we could say Family Farm, inside joke. Those who know, know. Bella's Whisper Farmstead, Kristen, I'm so glad you're here. So glad you're here. Another one that's here pretty consistently. And of course, Kevin. Let's see. Greenland Quilter Katie, thank you for being here. And those who are in the background choosing not to chat. I know that Rebecca, Touched by Yarn, is in the background. Listening in. Thank you so much for being here, and I hope that you get to feeling better very quickly. She messaged me and let me know that she would be listening in and that she wasn't feeling well today. So I'll just remember her and hope that she gets to feeling better really soon.
Yes.
So why don't you tell us a little bit? We've talked about your disability. I did notice, I was looking through your store and you have a t-shirt, sweatshirt for, I believe it's your particular disability.
Mm-hmm.
Dysautonomia, is that how you say it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
What is that?
It's basically, so that term is basically a blanket term, I guess, for, there are a bunch of things underneath the dysautonomia name. So, but it's all very just a lot of things that we can't control pretty much. So the stuff that is affected would be like our breathing, our heart rate, body temperature, the things that we don't have control over.
So,
and
like
it's
your
just
central
very,
nervous system?
yeah. So yeah, the autonomic nervous system, digesting food, sleep is thrown off. I'm trying to think. They're just, it's almost like a huge, massive ball of just like crappy symptoms. And then changing to eating low carb has helped a lot with it. But there's nothing that can just make it go away. This started when I was 13. I'm 37 now. So over all those years, once I finally got diagnosed, I was put on so many different medications and none of it was good. And then it's like, oh, that's not working. Let's adjust it. But then also a bunch of side effects from the medications. So
Exactly.
let's give you extra medicine to combat those. And then it was just all terrible. So it turned out just like, all right, you just need to focus on lifestyle changes. So I basically just try to avoid triggers as much as I possibly can. So extreme cold, extreme heat, standing up too quickly, sitting for too long, standing for too long. I need to have salt. I have to have a pretty decent amount of salt to stay hydrated.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's just and it can just be anytime. So times like yesterday when I'm like, okay, I'm going to walk. But then it just hits. There was another time, I think I did one other short where I was showing that it didn't go well. I did not show me actually passing out, but I showed my heart rate from my watch being tracked. So that also was like a glimpse into it where my heart rate was like 140 something and then it just dropped down into the 80s within like a second. So stuff like that, where my heart rate should be going higher because I'm being active and then it just plummets. And then other times where I'm just laying down or sitting down, maybe watching a movie or something, and then it skyrockets and it's like up to in the 120s. It just shoots up. So it can shoot up, it can drop down. My blood pressure can drop down. But it's just stuff that I can't do anymore. I can't control. It just happens.
I know you were on Talk About It Tuesday with us when I first started, and we had to remove you from the screen because you passed out. And I know you were so embarrassed by that, but we have an incredible community here, and everybody just sent you well wishes. And
Oh, so
I want
sweet.
you to know that if anything like that ever happens when you're on my panel, we will just remove you and pray for you, and your
That's
dignity
very
will always be
appreciated.
protected here.
Yes. Well, thank you.
So anyway, why don't you tell us a little bit about your family? And you don't have to tell us exactly where, but what state you live in, and a little bit about yourself outside of the medical.
Outside of YouTube? Oh, outside of that. Well, let's see. I have 4 kids, and I'm married. I don't know what to say. We homeschool our kids. We're small business owners. You think I'd be able to answer this a little bit better?
You talk so well all the time. You should be able to talk about yourself. I'm just giving you a bad time here. So you said that you're a small business owner. What is your business?
Well, we are like in a transition process thing with the pet waste management business. So that's something that we were on like all the way full-time hands-on. We've stepped back from that a bit. But besides that, we do the shop that we have, the online store. Mm-hmm. And that was started very much out of a leap of faith, walking by faith type of thing. And then that's pretty much what we do. And then I mostly do the YouTube stuff, and my husband does other things. Like he will get cars and flip them. He'll just, do whatever needs to be done to have them fixed, and then sell them, make some kind of profit off of that, which is kind of hard right now. But hopefully with tax, people getting their tax returns, maybe now people will be like, oh, I can afford to, buy a car. So hopefully that happens pretty soon. But yeah.
Let me go up here. I saw some new names popping in. How far up do I need to go? Oh my goodness. Okay, here we go. Create and relate. Welcome in. I hope I don't get this wrong. I believe her name is Stacy. So glad that you're here. Juan Perez, welcome in. Jesse Miller, Unboxings and More. So glad that you're here. And Rushing Wind Mountain, Ruby. I'm very glad that you're here as well. Let's see. Pete! You made it. I'm so glad you're here. I am so glad that you're here. Scratch and Pete PA. Ooh. And let's see if I missed anybody. Arlene. Yay, you made it. I'm so glad you're here. This is so awesome. Here in the last, I'd say 2 months, month and a half, my chats have been growing, and it's awesome. Yay! Because for the whole first year, my chats were about 5 to 6, maybe 7 people. And now, like right now, I have 19 people in chat. And
I know.
It's so crazy. Awesome. It's crazy awesome. Let's see. I think I just saw somebody I didn't know before. It's jumping. Wow. I think I caught up with everybody. And anybody that's in the background, I'm very thankful that you're here too. This is awesome. So, okay. So, and you said that you have 4 children.
Mm-hmm.
don't want you to say anything about them that you don't want on
All good.
Out in the interverse. I can't get my words right. Out on the internet, in the universe. There we go. The interverse. Sorry, guys. I'm running on very little sleep. Tell us a little bit about your children, whatever you feel comfortable telling us.
Well, they are, let's see, this year everybody is going into odd numbers. Yeah, okay. So in this year, oh geez, I can't believe it. In this year, we will have 11, 13, 15, and 19 is what they're all about to be turning. I can't believe it.
That's crazy.
I know. It's just weird. We're about to have 3 teenagers. I'm like, what? But they are just, I love them so much. I mean, obviously, I'm their mom, but we do things so differently. Just the way that we live our lives. We don't do the, like, your typical stuff, you know, the things that like everybody does. Everybody goes to these types of places. Everybody goes on vacations and trips and family things. And we don't, for a few different reasons. Some of it we're just really not able to.
Right.
So really big on like just making the best of whatever our situation is, wherever we're living. If we have to be living with other people, or we don't have that much money, or we can't go do whatever, well, what can we do? What can we do? And then we are always mixing in just the Bible, God's word, into it, and using life, just how life happens, as an example. And they very much, you can see it and hear it even when you're not around, like in a different room, like, oh my gosh, they're saying, oh yeah, that sucks, but, and then they'll try to find an upside to something, or I don't know, they are just little lights, I think. Like, I love when we go to the grocery store, because they're the kids who, they don't care what other people might think of them, but they're like, hi, God bless you, I hope you have a good day. Or they're just so fun. This whole house, I know I've said this before in other videos, but just the atmosphere is just very just up. And even when things are kind of hard, it's still bright in here, and they are a huge part of that. So they're awesome, funny kids.
Well, you are an incredible model of that behavior, and so they learn from what they see as much as they do from what they hear.
I hope so. I know there are some days where I don't handle things very well, where I growl a lot. Like, if something happens with one of the dogs, there's an accident, I'm like, ugh. And then afterwards I'll be like, I definitely could have handled that a lot better. And then I start talking about humility. There's always a lesson in something.
And see, you model that, and you teach them. Every single moment is a teachable moment for you.
Oh my
and
gosh,
you're so good at demonstrating that. I can see that in your videos and the skits that you do, especially your teacher skits. I love those teacher skits. I just think that it's awesome the way that you model how to behave as a human being, first of all, but also as a Christian.
Thanks.
And you know, it shines, and it comes through loud and clear on your channel. So, what about hobbies? What are some of your hobbies?
Well, let's see. I love to cook, or just playing around. Like, I love cooking, but I like to try to do things that aren't an actual dish or at least new to me, where I'm like, I wonder if this would work. Just like playing. I just like to play in the kitchen. I have so much fun. It's like my happy place. But I love writing and like all kinds of writing. I love to journal, but I like writing songs. I don't know the music part of it, but words, lyrics. So I like to do that. And I love playing basketball anytime I'm actually physically able to. I like working out. And I do actually really enjoy drawing. I don't think I'm that good at it. I don't know. My husband's always like, "You're way better than you think you are." But I'm like, I kind of looks like a kid drew that. But I have fun doing it.
Do you have any of your drawings nearby that you would be willing to show us?
I don't have any of them. So that's fun to do. I'm trying to think of our other hobbies. I don't know. I do enjoy those things though. And all the YouTube stuff, I love it. I don't know if that counts as a hobby, but I like to do the skits. It's so fun.
Those skits are so hilarious. They are so much fun and very, very they're so fun and so funny that you learn before you even realize you're learning.
That's awesome.
And when your health allows you to, you absolutely need to reach out to the schools and see if you can go into the elementary schools and do some of those skits.
Oh my gosh, it would be so fun.
Or some of those lessons that you've put out on your channel.
That would be awesome.
You would be so perfect to teach the really young children. You're perfect for it. Absolutely perfect for it. If you guys have not gone to, and we'll get into her channel here in just a minute, but if you guys have not gone to Kendra's channel, Consume the Goodness, and seen some of her skits and some of her teacher.
I'm reading the chat. P said it's good that you love your kids. Yeah.
Which one is it?
Oh, P, he said it's good that you love your kids. I'm like, I just love them. Duh.
Oh, yeah. It would not be good if you didn't. I think I missed somebody coming in. Did I mention Virginia? Or I mean, not Virginia, Victoria G. If I did not, Victoria, welcome in. I don't want to miss anybody. Is there anybody else that I missed? I don't think I did. If I did miss you, I am so sorry. Did I catch Crafty Witch? I don't think I caught Crafty Witch. But I am very, very glad.
22 people in here, Karma.
Huh?
You have 22.
I know. I saw that. Only one or two other times I've had as many as 20 in here. And one of them was when I did Kevin. And
that is awesome.
Yeah. I am so excited. See? You've got a great following and you're bringing them all over. You bring them to my channel. Thank you. But, anyway, those skits where you're playing the teacher and your children are your classroom, those are so funny. And when you dress up, some of those are just, and I can tell you're having a blast because you're holding it in and trying hard not to bust a gut. And
if I can think back to like, I don't know, the earliest I can think where it's like all the time. I remember having the camcorder when I was like 10.
Yeah.
I've been doing this. I'm like, when I think about it, I kind of laugh. I'm like, okay, I'm not surprised at all that God was putting this on my heart. Like, okay, this is what I want you to do. And like, the creativity and the ideas and everything, I know that it's not me. You know, I'm not taking credit for that. That's all God molding me, and this is how he made me. So
exactly.
When I think about the home videos that I would do, some of it's so dramatic. I remember doing one where I was acting like I was doing a soap opera, and I'm like crying. How could you do this to us, Dad? And then I would go over to the other side and be like, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm exactly the same. Like, nothing about me is different except that I'm older. I have been this way forever. I'm such a ham in front of the camera.
Oh, you're perfect
but
for
in
this.
just a fun way, not in like I want attention, look at me. I was never that kid. I have a lot
You're
of
just having
self-image issues, but it's just, I'm just a ham, and I've been like that since I was small. So it's very, and like even the classroom, the like, you know, classroom videos that I do, that is so, my daughter even is like, it's so funny that people watch this and they're probably laughing like, oh, look at what she's doing for the camera. And she's like, it's funny that people think that because this is just how you are. I'm like, I know. I'm loud and weird, and I have an analogy for everything, and I have an exaggeration for everything. And that's just, she's like, it's just so funny because there's no way, people probably think, oh, there's no way she's like that when the camera is off. And
oh, I can tell it. I know that's who you are.
Lots of singing, lots of dancing. That's just me.
It comes so natural that I can tell that's exactly who you are. But yeah. So this is a good way to segue into talking about your channel. So first of all, just tell us the name of, you have 2 channels.
Yeah.
So tell us the names of your channels.
Okay, so Consume the Gameness, that's my second channel, and that one really isn't, it seriously is just it's just me being like, oh, I'll just play a game and live stream and whatever. And mostly because people talk me into it, like, you should have a gaming channel. But I haven't done that much with it so far, so there's not really that much going on over there. But my main channel, this one, Consume the Goodness, that is all it's just, well, I guess what I say at the beginning of all of them, healthy lifestyle combined with God's word. Like, that's, so the name really says it all, just everything that we consume. So when I'm talking about healthy lifestyle, I'm talking about all of it. So our emotions and our perspective and habits and the struggles that we have with healthy lifestyle, like everything that we take in it really does play a role, has an impact on our lifestyle and our walks with Jesus, which is why my husband and I chose the name Consume the Goodness, because everything we take in, not just the food and the drinks and the exercise, but also what we listen to, what we watch, the music, the conversation that we have, our environment, our surroundings, the people that we spend our time with, what we're reading, like everything that we take in has an impact. It can be good, it can be bad. I remember when I was younger, I went through a phase, all I listened to was like, I don't know if anybody's going to know these bands, but like AFI and just bands that it's a lot of very, emo type music. And the more you listen to it, the more that starts to set in, and the more you and then you listen to other people talk about those types of things, the way that they live their lives. And our surroundings matter. Like, yeah, we need to take responsibility for the things that we do and own up to our actions and all that kind of stuff. But the things that we take in have such an impact and play such a role. So choosing to consume goodness, the better things. Oh dear.
Absolutely.
So that's why that's the channel name. But over there, it's all just like just different, I guess, life lessons or lifestyle lessons or helpful things, hopefully helpful. It's just a lot of encouragement and motivation and always mixing God's word in there somehow.
Yeah.
I don't know how to, I guess that's pretty much it. I just want to, I don't know, the uplifting and help. I just want to help people somehow in some way, whether it's with being more motivated to move or in a medical area or in eating or the way the way that we see things, our perspective, our mindset, you know, all those good things. So yeah.
Yeah. You know, talking about the things that you consume, you can take a look at your own life and the things that you're around. I know for myself that I worked very diligently. You know, as a kid, if you're going through the public school system, you are surrounded by profanity, you're surrounded by promiscuity, you're surrounded by all these things. And I was blessed to be able to go to a Christian school for about half of my years of schooling. And so I wasn't around that part of the time. But when I went to high school, it was there in my face constantly. And of course, you pick up the habit because you're around it. You're going to swear, you're going to do all those things. I worked diligently to stop using profanity. And then I got around somebody that it was second nature to use certain words. And it's come right back. And
Yeah, just come
I try so hard not to use profanity. But because you hear it all the time, it still slips out now and then. And you're like, I don't want to do that. That's not what I do. And then you're reminded about Paul, the things that I want to do, I don't do. And the things that I don't want to do, I do. And that's the battle that you have going on inside of you. And that's human nature. And when we can put ourselves in with the right people, when you can fill your life with positivity and with the good in life, and I'm having trouble with words today. I'm really struggling with my words today. I am so sorry.
You're fine.
But when you can really fill your spirit with the positivity and with the things of God, then those things that you want to root out, you can fill those holes with positivity. And it becomes easier to get rid of those habits that you don't want. And I think that that's what you're promoting on your channel is fill your life, fill all those empty holes with these good things.
Yeah, and that sometimes we're not going to, but then what can we learn from it? How can we bounce back from it? How can we be stronger because of it? Because so many things that I did when I was younger, I knew better. It was just a poor decision making and I would say maybe like a spiritual weakness, you know, having this like more concerned about the world than God, like more concerned about, well, what are they going to think? How's that going to make me look? Whatever. And then just after going through it, and then learning the hard way that, that didn't get me anywhere good. That was really bad. And now these people aren't really even anywhere to be found. So through experiencing it and then falling and getting back up and learning, you build up this this wisdom, or you build up this also just lack of caring about what other people think. Like, okay, you might think this makes me a loser, or you're gonna think whatever about me, but I really don't care. And I notice the older we get, the less we give a crap about what people think. So I think there's also that, just, I don't know, going through emotions and learning and falling and getting back up and falling and learning and hopefully learning. I'll say it that way, because some people just don't.
Some people don't, and that's sad. But I love how you also on your channel teach forgiveness of self.
That's a hard one for me.
But it comes through, at least to me. I mean, everybody's going to pick out something different in your videos, because that's the beauty of God, is that he meets you where you're at, and you're going to learn what you need to learn. I mean, we can sit here and we can hear the exact same lesson and get something different out of it.
Yes. That's why I'm always telling my kids, like, it's so important to stay in God's word, not just because I know people who are like, I've read the Bible. I've read the Bible 5 times. I've read the Bible twice already. Like, yeah, but when you get to this part that you read, even though you've already read it 5 times, every time we read it, we're in a different place in our lives. We are experiencing different things. We've grown more. We still have other growing to do. So it's going to hit differently. And, but I feel like the channel just in itself almost is an answered prayer also, among other things, because I have prayed for years. Like, just use me, I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing. I can't go work. I don't know what I'm supposed to, like, what am I supposed to be doing? So I just want you to use me in whatever way. And I feel like that's a lot of what he's doing, I guess, through me in my videos, but also helping me, because when I go through something that's tough, I don't not talk about it. I talk about it on my channel. I make videos about it. I'll make a skit about it, even that, okay, this is really a struggle right now. So I know I'm not the only person going through this. I'm not the only person struggling or who has ever struggled with this. So this is something that we can learn from, that we can grow from. So how can I mix this into a video or a skit or whatever? So I try to keep it very real life and less textbook coaching type of stuff.
One thing too, and I know that not everybody who will see this interview and not everybody who comes to your channel will be a Christian. And one thing that's important to know is that you're not preachy. You do not come across as preachy in any way, shape, or form. Your videos are very much life lesson.
Good. I'm glad that you said that. I'm glad. I love to hear the feedback. That's helpful. So thanks.
Yeah. Whereas like on my channel, I will talk about God in pretty much every video. And it will come out in passing. In my gardening videos, I'll make a comment, a brief comment. But then on Thursdays, that my Thursday video is going to be a Bible lesson.
Yes, they're so good, by the way.
So if you're not into that, you're not going to watch my Thursday video, and that's okay. You can always go back and watch something else.
Yeah.
And my Tuesday live is going to be talking about just about anything. It may or may not talk about things of God. Chances are a brief moment will come up where we talk about God, but chances are we may not. But you always know that Thursday's video will be the subject of God and His Word. Your videos, you do bring in God and you do talk about the truths of the Bible, but they're not preachy in any way, shape, or form. So I don't want, if you are not a Christian and you don't want to be preached at, don't let Kendra's faith and her desire to share her faith and the truths that she has learned, don't let that chase you off from her channel, because she has some incredible content, whether it is exercising, cooking, or just generally being a good human being. Her channel, there's a reason her channel has grown to, what is it, close to 20,000 now?
I think it's at 15,000.
I was thinking you were closer to 20. I don't know why I thought
I don't
that.
know. I will say that someone told me like 6 months ago that I should start a LinkedIn account. And he's like, you can, like, it's not all, I'm looking for a job or here's my resume. He's like, you can put your channel on there too, because I mean, technically it is kind of like a service, sort of, you're providing help or whatever. And I was like really hesitant because I'm like, I don't think this is going to go anywhere. But he said, he was like, just give it time, be patient. But I do think that some good could come from you starting this LinkedIn account. I'm like, okay, whatever. So I just started it. I post my videos on there and try to do like some type of encouraging whatever. And in the past, like, I don't know, maybe month or two, I've noticed that I have a lot more people on there, which is just what he told me. He's like, it's going to take time, but you will start to gain attention. So I don't know if maybe that's part of it, that that just more people are seeing it. And then I also have my Nextdoor, which I don't know if any of you guys have that, but it's like a neighbor app.
Yeah, I have Nextdoor.
So I share all my stuff on there too. And so I have people on there. But I noticed that a lot, like each day I'm getting more and more connection requests and people following on LinkedIn, which I was not expecting at all, but I'll take it. I'm not going to complain about it.
So do they come over to YouTube from LinkedIn?
Yeah, I just, I post my videos on there. So sometimes I'll do at the beginning of the year, I posted the poster thing for my walk challenge. And then every once in a while, I'll share the shorts for those to be like this many down, and then try to give some kind of encouragement, like, you can move too, or anything, whatever. Or just how movement is important. Pick something that's fun, all that kind of stuff. Right. And then my regular videos, I'll post those, or sometimes I'll share the link for a live stream just to be like, hey, if anybody wants to come in. So I basically just share stuff over there, but I've been getting a lot of messages about the videos and stuff on LinkedIn. So I think that's part of the reason why. And just sharing the numbers of people sharing the videos. I am blown away. I can't believe it. It's so high now. And I think that's what it is. I think it's you guys sharing. You just are sharing the crap, whoever it is doing it, in all different ways. Because I can see in my analytics, like, people are sharing on some social media things that I don't have. I really don't have any social media platforms. And then some people are sharing links through their Gmail. They're emailing the links. And it's so cool. It's kind of scary, but it's awesome.
I'm so happy for you. I really am.
Thanks.
By the way, you are at 15.3 thousand subscribers.
Crazy.
So when did you start making content for your channel?
I was in 2021.
So for 4 years, you've been doing this.
Yep. And it really was like, even before I started the channel, it just really was put on my heart to mix these two things. Like I have the medical background, and then even more specified into weight management. And I love it. Like I have such a passion for that. Is just, of all the jobs that I've had, being a medical medical assistant. It was a medical weight loss clinic. So I was a medical assistant, but I also was a weight loss coach. Mixing those two things, I loved being at work. There was never a day that I was like, oh gosh, I have to go to work. I loved it. I love helping people. And around, I don't know, maybe like 2016 or something, it was just so heavy on my heart to take that and the Bible, God's word, and mix those things together, because there are so many connections, and there truly are so many connections between our walks in just life, the struggles that we go through, the ups and the downs, and the, adjusting to things, all of it, and connecting it with God's word. There's such a huge connection. There's so many analogies that can be made. And at first I was going to write a book, and then the YouTube thing, like making actual videos, that was put on my heart. And it took forever before I actually did it, because I'm like, no, nobody's going to watch these videos. I think it was just very much the enemy in my ear. Like, nobody cares what you have to say. Nobody's going to watch your videos. It was just all this negativity trying to really, I think, keep me from it. But I talk to my husband about everything, and he's so supportive and very much like, if you feel it that it's something you should do, then just do it. Like, just do it. Just start it. And then when I would be like, oh gosh, I don't know about this, I don't know about that, he's like, just keep going, just keep going. Who cares? Even if people get on there and say something bad about it, there's going to be someone out there who maybe is going to get something from it. And so I just kept going. And then, I don't know. Then I really started to have fun when I was like, oh my gosh, I'm going to like let my guard down and start doing skits, because that's what I really wanted. In my head, I'm like, oh my gosh, I could act this out so easily. But I didn't do it because I was like embarrassed, didn't want people to think I was stupid. Like, wow, you're a grown woman. Stop acting like that. But I did it. And just, having fun with it, and good times. But yeah, so it's been some time. I didn't think that it would ever pick up, which I was okay with, because I was like, okay, even if I made a video and 10 years down the road, one person watched it because they needed it at that exact time, then I must still be serving my purpose here. I have some type of purpose. So I don't know, but now
did you see Jason's comment right here?
I think you're going to give more than you expect to receive. That Jason keeps saying things that make me want to cry. Oh, I never even think of that stuff.
Look at this.
But the contagious positivity despite challenges was quite over to my day. Aw, that's awesome. I just gotta keep going.
Barry, welcome in.
It's cool to know that it's not just the workout videos, because when I look at all of my stuff, it seems that the workout videos get the most views. So for a while, I started to feel like, gosh, that's like that has more of an impact than the actual, like encouragement and motivation stuff. But so when you guys say stuff like that, that just, it means a lot. And it's like, reassuring, maybe. I don't know if that's the word, but just to,
it's more of a confirmation to you that you're doing the right thing. Yeah.
And it's very humbling because I feel like I'm not doing anything that, I don't know, that special or anything. Like, I feel like I have an idea in my head and then I write it down and then I do a video. And so I'd feel like, I don't know, I don't know. To me, it feels like I'm not doing anything so great. Like some of these other videos I watch, the editing is amazing. It looks like a movie and they know how to do all these awesome things with their phone and their software or their cameras. And I'm like using my cell phone and a free editing app. And I'm sure everything could look so much better, but I'm just really hard on myself.
Yeah, I do all of my editing on my phone. I use UCut. Of course, I have an Android. I don't know if you have Android.
Yeah, I do. I have not used. Wait a minute. Is it
not CapCut? Not CapCut.
Okay, it's orange, right?
I use
the iPhone 4,
the little orange one.
Yeah, yep. Okay, I use UCut and I use Splice. I mostly use Splice.
I don't know about Splice.
Sometimes I'll do UCut.
But yeah, I love UCut, and I got my nice new computer and everything for Christmas, and I tried to use CapCut, and I'm not kidding you. I had I was just repurposing a video. I was just bringing an old video back, and I wanted to add a little snippet to the front, and I spent 6 to 8 hours trying to do a repurposed video. All I wanted to do was
I'm laughing because it's so relatable, because I did the same thing when I was like, okay, I'm using my camera now. I have this editing software on my computer now. I'm going to try to do this on my computer and it's going to be awesome. And I was just like, oh.
It took about 8 hours to do one simple, add a little tiny intro to the beginning, a little tiny talk for 30 seconds in the middle, and then slap the old video at the end. 8 hours. And I said, give me my phone. I got it.
I know. I'm sure there's so many people out there who are like, what's the problem? It's so easy. Like, why are you making it so complicated?
Seriously, I can edit a video depending on how much editing I have to do. Now, this new Names of God series is taking a lot longer, but I can do those Names of God videos in about 2 hours. And that's a lot of editing on those. Yeah. A lot of editing. And it can take me about 2 hours, and I have it done, maybe 3, depending on how much. But if I was doing it on the computer, it'd take me 2 days. Yeah. And I'm like, oh my gosh, why does it have to be so complicated?
I know. Once I would have to spend a lot of time getting familiar with it and then practicing, like even using Adobe Illustrator. I think that's what we use for some of the designs for the clothes. There are so many different little things, so many different little steps. At first, I'm like, how are people even supposed to use this? I have a pretty good grip on it now. But then I designed something in Photoshop and it was so easy. I'm like, why do some of these, add all these extra complications? I don't get it. Just to, I don't know.
Well, I have Canva that I can try too, but I haven't been able to just go in and spend time playing with it to try to figure it out, to try to learn it. And
I think that's the thing. Just if I
simplify.
could just learn it, like take an actual time, basically like give myself a class to even watch videos and follow along with what they're doing, just become familiar with it, then all of a sudden it's going to be super easy. But I guess that's kind of the case with everything, really. When something is new to us, we don't know what we're doing, so it's harder. But the more we do it, the more we work at it and practice, and the easier it becomes. It's just having time to do that.
Yeah. Oh, wow. I'm glad I'm not the only one that struggles with it.
Nope, you're not.
And they've improved UCut so much. And UCut's only like $20 to purchase it.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
I always just use it for free. I do all the free versions of everything. I'm so cheap.
I had earned some rewards money, and I used my rewards money, and I just went ahead and purchased the app for $20. And now I get all the new features. I have all the pro features, and it is super, super nice. There's lots of transitions and other things you can use that you don't have in the free version.
Yeah.
So
Create and relate said, I can learn it. It's the remembering that's the problem. Yes, I have that problem so often too, that I get it down, like even how to blur the background, how to do all these different things. But then when I go back to do it again, I'm like, what? How did I do that again? So I have to go back, watch a video, pause the video to do every little step. And then I don't know how to use Canva for video editing. Can you do that for free on Canva?
I don't know. Ronson, can you use Canva to edit videos? He's my tech guru. I go to him for anything tech. But what I do is I save, like I have the same thumbnail for my thoughts for Thursday. And so I have it all laid out. And for Meet Me Monday and for Talk About It Tuesday. What I do is I save it. I have it all set up. Then I go back in and I just change the text box. I just change the background. And if I want to change the color of the font or the font itself, I could just simply go in there and I do all those little changes, and I never have to set up a brand new intro or thumbnail or whatever. Okay, he says, I think you can do some video stuff with Canva, but I think it's more for images and design.
Gotcha.
And Glenda says there is a way to use Canva for editing, but I use Canva for shorts on my phone. Okay. And she says she uses Canva for Instagram. Okay.
Yeah, I guess I could try to use Canva for thumbnails. I always just use I think it's called Collage. It's just another free app that I have on my phone. I just use that for my thumbnails.
You can use UCut to do your thumbnails. You know how you create, you just go in there, you create what you're wanting. Like if you're going to create a 4-second video or intro or something, and then you know how you can hit the little square to bring it up full size. Do that, take a screenshot.
Oh yeah, good idea. I do use UCut for the memberships, the members. So like at the end of the videos where it's like thank you members, whatever, and it's actually animated stuff, because Splice does not have that. So that's why I use 2 of them, because whatever Splice doesn't do, UCut does. So I'll just edit that part over there and then take it over to, I use Canva to write. I'm like, that's cool. Yeah, I've used Canva for like banners and resumes. That's about it. I really have. And to make my my little sticker things or whatever for members, the emojis.
Uh-huh.
I did that in Canva too.
Okay. Glenda, what is VN? I am not familiar with that. So you have reached 15,000 on your channel. Oh, okay, that's the name of the app. I'll have to look it up. And right now you focus on exercise, you focus on on recipes and healthy eating, and you also do encouragement. Is this what you plan to do in the future, or do you have future plans for your channel, different directions, things that you might add?
I don't know. I want to definitely be consistent with the healthy lifestyle and life with Jesus. And so I would say probably most of my channel is the encouragement, like encouraging messages, motivating messages, or whether that is through a skit or through like me personally going through something that's hard. But I did a video about being in menopause, but by the end of it, had encouragement in there for anybody, for everyone, for men and women, and even if you're not going through this specific thing, that the encouragement can still be for whatever, apply it to wherever you need to apply it. And I think my coaching has always, even as a weight loss coach, I talked, we went over food logs and we did a weigh-in and all that kind of stuff. But for the most part, it was our mind and the way that we're doing things, our decision making, and what we can do differently and better and all that. So I think that's going to always be like the main part of my channel. I think I'll keep the food stuff. I'll keep the workout stuff. I don't know what more I could really add, because all of it, like even if we were to like go on a trip, I still would make that. I would turn that into an encouraging message somehow, or like, oh, can I stay on track? Is it possible to stay on track with your eating when you're on this road trip? Or there's always a connection for everything everywhere. Get a flat tire on the side of the road and I'll think of some kind of encouragement that can come out of it, because I feel like there's something for everything. But I don't want to veer off of that stuff. I might change, and maybe I'll do more full-length food videos. Maybe I'll throw those in there a little bit more often instead of only doing food as shorts, because I pretty much just do it as shorts.
I would appreciate the longer form food videos, because it's hard to follow the shorts with the ingredients and the, trying to keep track of it, because you got to watch it so many times
over and over.
Watch it and know
Plus,
exactly.
I really don't measure. So being able to do a video where I'm actually just talking, like, oh, I'm doing like about a splash, or, at least give people an idea of how much of what I'm using. But yeah, so I think I'll keep things basically the same. I just might change it up, like exactly what happened with my workout videos. The workout ones, before I decided to do split screen things, those were just regular workout videos. But then I was thinking about, how can I make this different? And then that's when I started doing the split screen workout video. So still the same stuff. It's just different in a different way. So just like with the food stuff, I'll still do food stuff, but maybe I'll have some longer form food videos. But I'm good. It's good to hear that you would like that, because I've wondered about it. Like, would people want that or not want it? Would they be like, yeah, I didn't come over here for food stuff. Like I want the other stuff that you do, or what?
Well,
so
you can balance it so that,
oh yeah,
the ones who want it will be there for it, and the ones who don't won't, Jesse and Lisa, welcome in. I'm so glad you're here. So, oh. Oh, this is a Monday for me. I had a question and I was going to ask.
Sorry, I talked too much.
No. It just came in and went out. And shut the front door, too. Okay.
It's so hard. Was there something we were talking about that sparked the question, like about food or working out, split screen workout?
Working out. Okay. Yes, I know what it was. I wanted to comment on, there was one short, and we did discuss it in your comment section. I really, really appreciated the workout that you did where you showed that even if you are unable to stand and walk to work out, you can work out sitting down. You can still move your body. If you can't move your legs, you can move your arms. Doing more of those type of workouts. Are you doing okay?
Yeah, one of the dogs farted.
Oh, I know all about that with cats. I just wondered if you were about to pass out. Maybe not from your disease, but from the dog. Okay. How funny.
They're both just laying over there, sound asleep. So I don't know which one it was, but good grief.
Oh, that's funny.
My neck kind of hurts now.
Oh, that's funny. I just saw something pass on your face, and I was afraid we were going to have to end the video. Anyway, I was commenting that it would be nice to see you incorporate a little more of that for people, because you do have disabilities that sometimes take you out, and seeing you incorporate more for those of us who do have physical limitations would be nice, because there's days where I can't get out and walk, and I can go and I can walk and work in my garden, but I cannot stand in one spot for more than a couple of minutes before my back is done. And to be able to see workouts that would be doable for me would encourage me to watch your workout videos. That's more good. Than to see somebody up there, I'm dancing, I can't do that, so it doesn't relate to me. And I think that would draw in more people who want to participate but can't. It's just an observation from me, from my perspective, and from the perspective of people who are less physically mobile.
Oh yeah, since I started it, I don't know if I will have workout videos without it now. I think so tomorrow will be the premiere of, I think, the third or fourth
for being
split
here.
Screen one. But this is one of those things. There are so many things that I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm talking to my husband. Oh my gosh, I have an idea. What if we made whatever? And he's like, I think that's already a thing. Pretty sure that's already a thing. All the time. I'm like, dang it. And this thought that came to my mind, I have notebooks. I have something to write everywhere, because when stuff pops in my head, I want to be able to write it down. Well, the split screen workout was one of those things that I wrote down, and I just left it. I just left it alone for a couple days. But then I was like, okay, telling my husband I have an idea of like a 2 ways or 3 ways, whatever, split screen workout where I'm doing the exact same workout, but one of them is just walking in place, one of them is on the walking pad, and then one is in a chair. And I'm like, do you think that is kind of like, I don't know, like, do you think that? And he's like, actually, no, I think that's a really good idea, because he's like, I haven't ever seen anything like that before. So it's different. And I think that's going to help you stand out. Mm-hmm. And I was like, all right. So I did. I still keep losing count. I have yet to do one of those split screen workout videos where I don't lose count in at least one of the slots, but whatever. But it really, the first one that I did has more views than any video I've ever done ever. And this is one of those things where I was like, man, the other night, I'm like, I wonder if this is another thing where I'm like, oh my gosh, I have this idea. And then we go look it up and it's already a thing. So I looked up split screen workouts and I didn't find any. I found one guy who has like one side of the screen, he's doing the high impact version, and one side of the screen, he's doing the low impact version. But aside from that, I didn't see any other workouts, and definitely none of like, one in a chair, one where you're standing, whatever. And I was like, oh my gosh, finally!
That's going to take you so far.
And I don't see it somewhere else.
Yeah, that's going to take you so far.
It's so fun. And those chair workouts, I've never done a seated workout until the very first workout video that you will see on my channel. That's the first time I ever did a workout sitting. And I was like, oh my gosh, my legs, like my hips, my legs were burning. I'm like, I was sweating. I'm like, okay. In my head, I was thinking, this will be the easiest version. This will be the easiest one that I do. And it was not the easiest
and I'll
one.
Tell you don't realize how much your glutes get a workout on that.
Yeah.
They get a major workout when you're sitting to do your workout.
Yes. My legs were sore. Even I was noticing my core, which I don't know, it could be from doing the same workout like 3 times, but I was just not expecting. I mean, certain muscles were used that I wasn't expecting to use. And I'm like, oh my gosh, especially in my legs. I was just, so that's why I'm always telling people, like, if you do choose to follow along, you're getting a good workout, even if you're sitting.
Absolutely.
Because it works you. That is for sure.
Even using your arms when you're sitting, it changes the dynamic of how your arms work when you're sitting. You wouldn't think so. You would think, oh, it's going to be so easy sitting down. No, not so. It's totally different.
Yeah. I need to get a different chair, though, or figure something else out, because the chair that I keep using, the arms that come around, and I get all like pumped up with my movements because I'm like feeling the music and everything, and I keep hitting my elbow. It hurts so bad. And then I'm trying to like keep going after I busted my elbow.
Do you have a kitchen chair?
Huh?
Do you have a kitchen chair?
Yes.
Use a kitchen chair.
Oh, wait, a kitchen chair?
Yeah, like a dining room chair.
Oh, yeah. I need to use one of those that does not have the arms, one of the side ones, because, man, it hurts.
It'll also make you sit up nice and tall and straight.
Yeah, I'm always on the edge, like on the edge of the seat. That way I can have good posture. Plus, it makes it easier to be more mobile, like to move more, I guess, versus
Try it with a dining room chair. You got a firm bottom. It's stable. It's upright. No arms.
The no arms thing. Yeah, I bust my elbow pretty bad in the one that's premiering tomorrow. My husband's like, why? Why did you choose that chair? I'm like, I don't know. And now I lost count.
I'm so tall that the dining room chairs are so low, and I can't lift my right leg unless I am higher than, unless it puts my leg at
a little bit of a
higher than it has to be like that. I can't be at a 90-degree angle, or I can't lift my right leg. And so I usually sit on the edge of my bed to do my walking. And so then I don't have anything supporting my back, so I have to hold my back up straight.
Yeah, I've thought about doing some, like maybe sitting at the edge of a coffee table and just different surfaces, just to show that seated doesn't necessarily have to mean in a chair. You could sit on a coffee table, you could sit on a stool, or something, just seated.
I usually use my bed because our dining room chairs are so low. All dining room chairs are usually so low, and when you're tall, well, it's hard.
Yeah, your legs are already lifted just from sitting down.
Yeah, they're your knees already up in your chin practically, and so, but so, you can sit on the edge of your bed, you can sit on a dining room chair, you could sit wherever you've got a good surface. But sitting gives you a heck of a workout.
Yeah. Yep.
But I'm encouraged by the things that you're doing. And even if you're not going to follow along with the workouts, you get so pumped up and energized just from watching you and listening to the encouragement that goes along with it. If you just want to be encouraged, go and follow Kendra, please. She's so encouraging and so uplifting. If you're not already following her, just an amazing woman, an amazing family, and my sister.
Thanks, Carmen.
So, has some incredible recipes on her channel too. They eat good. But is there anything else you want to tell us about yourself, about your channels? We didn't really talk much about Consume the Gameness.
Yeah, I don't even really, I mean, really, it's just like mostly it was for my husband and I to have something that we would be doing together, which we have some games picked out that we want to play together. And then just that it would be, it could be shared. I don't know. It's just like fun hangout time, I guess.
Okay.
But that is just very different, like only live streams. And I really I have no schedule over there. On Consume the Goodness, I'm Tuesdays and Fridays. And then, shorts are just whenever. But over there, any random night where I'm like, I'll just jump on there and play. Then I'll just get on, start the live stream and play for however long and go to bed.
Okay. Now, what days do you go live on Consume the Goodness?
So I have Tuesday nights for workout videos and live streams. So Tuesday at 7 Eastern, it will either be a workout video premiering or it'll be a live stream. So like tomorrow, it'll be a workout. And then after that, next week, it'll be a live stream, because during my live stream on Tuesday last week, I did the goal thing. Like if I reached my goal of super chats or whatever, then I'll do a live stream of playing in the kitchen and just cooking just basically being live and showing you guys what I do, where I look at things like, what can I do with this? And then trying it. So that'll be next week's live stream.
I'm looking forward to that. That's going to be fun.
Good. And yeah, so Tuesdays at 7. Those are workouts and live streams. And then my regular videos are always Friday at 7 Eastern. That's when it will premiere.
Okay. All righty. Sounds good. Does anybody in the chat have any questions for Kendra? This is a good time to drop your questions and pick her brain.
Ask away.
You are a licensed life management, is that right? Life management?
I'm a certified lifestyle and weight management coach.
Okay, let's see. Here we go. Ronson wants to know, have you ever seen or played the game It Takes Two?
I have seen it. I have not played it. But I think that would be a fun one. Because I think I came across that game when I was looking for games that my husband and I could play together. And that was, I think, one of the ones that popped up. I think, if I'm thinking of the right game.
I think, isn't that one of the games that you have, Ronson? I know he got some games, and one of them is like a cooking game, and you have to work together to cook.
And, oh yeah, that would be fun.
Yeah. He played it when he had Xbox Game Pass.
Overcooked, yeah, I've heard of that too. I looked at the Logan. I looked at the zoo website, and oh my gosh, our kids would have so much fun. It would be so fun to be able to go. So maybe one of these days we'll be able to have like a little family trip and go there, because it is cool.
That would be such a blessing to have you here. We'd show you everything that we could show you if you came here. That would be so awesome.
I know, it would be really fun.
It would. Does anybody else have any questions? We got lots of people in chat. Surely somebody's got a question for Kendra.
They're probably like, good grief, if we ask her questions, she's going to keep talking.
Hey, she's talking nice and slow today.
I'm trying.
That's so funny.
Oh, that's cool that you guys do private tours and stuff.
Okay, here we go. Jesse and Lisa would like to know what keeps you motivated, because I can't seem to keep motivated to do anything.
I would say there's probably a list of things that keep me motivated, and then depending on the day or the struggle, I just kind of pick from that list. But a lot of support from people on YouTube keep me motivated. But that's because, like, when it comes to the workouts, maybe. But I'm sharing it, I'm putting it out there. So getting the comments and the just having support, I think, is a big thing to help keep you motivated. So even if you have someone, which I'm super excited, because this is actually what my next skit is kind of about. But to have somebody who you can even call on, or just be like, oh, I feel so blah. Somebody who can be like, come on, let's go for a walk. Or
an accountability.
Yeah.
Partner.
Music helps keep me motivated. I think probably everybody has a type of music that you can, like, kind of gets you pumped up, like, sometimes, and just depending on your mood. So sometimes I'll just put on like 80s music and just turning up some music, just the getting pumped up from the music, and then you're motivated to maybe get up and move. I don't know if this is what your motivation comes from, if it's an exercise type of thing, but also just doing it. Like, I think I have to push myself to just do something. I have to tell myself right there in the moment to walk away from something, or If I have an option of something quick to eat, nope, grab this instead of that. And I guess what motivates me to do that is my health, knowing where my health was before and using that crappy feeling as motivation to not ever want to go back to that. Being in it, like setting, knowing that the way that I'm eating is setting an example in our house. So that's motivating that, okay, people are watching me and I want to set a good example. So that's helpful. I don't even know if any of this is helpful for you. If it's not, then just, it's okay to let me know and ask a more specified question. Sorry.
That was pretty good. Okay. Crafty Witch wants to know what your favorite comfort food is. And then she followed that up with, I asked because what's your substitute for that comfort food?
Gotcha. Okay. Also, I just want to go back for the motivating thing. Remembering your goals and priorities. I'm so big on that. To even if you just get a notebook, piece of notebook paper right now or anytime and write out your top like 3 to 10 priorities and goals for whatever it is that you're trying to be motivated in. Why are you doing that thing? Why, just having goals set. So that's motivating to be like, all right, I'm going to do this because I want to reach that goal. I want to achieve this. But then also your priorities. So if it's something that's health related, to really remember my health is a priority. So I'm going to do this thing or I'm not going to do that thing because this is a priority. It's important for me. And so that's also something that can keep you motivated. My favorite comfort food, Chinese. Would you say probably? Chinese food is my favorite. It's my favorite. Egg rolls, to be more specific. And how I'm able to substitute that, I've actually done all kinds of versions of egg roll because I love it so much. So I've done, your typical egg roll in a bowl. But then I've also used the egg life wraps. I've used that as an outside to an egg roll, tied it up with, I think all of these things are in my shorts somewhere, and then deep fried it to make an egg roll. I used, what other ways did we do egg rolls? When I was eating the low carb tortillas, I don't anymore because the ingredients are trash, but when I was using them, we made egg rolls that way. I also did egg roll chaffles.
That would be good.
Oh my gosh, they were amazing. Oh yeah, I've also done egg roll nuggets. So I basically cooked the egg roll filling and then I added a few eggs in there to make it, so it'll hold together. And then I made little balls out of it, put that in the oven. It was amazing. There seriously is a low carb. There's a way to make pretty much anything low carb. And that is what I've done in our home. That's what I show in all the shorts videos that I have, that we still have Italian and Mexican and Chinese, and we can still have like fried chicken strips or whatever. We just swap the ingredients out to low carb things. We still have cake on birthdays and donuts and ice cream. We just do it the low carb way and make it ourselves, and so good. You see how I talk so much? Sorry.
It's good. It's good information. And Logan asks, does your family have any allergies?
Like food allergies? Is that probably?
I'm assuming.
We don't. No, we don't have any food allergy. I don't think we do. Nope. Well, one of our kids had a bad reaction to peanut butter one time when he was very young, and now he is afraid of peanut butter.
Animal allergies, he's asking.
Oh, yeah, we're allergic. Pretty much everybody's allergic to cats.
Well,
I would not last in your house. No, my allergies, like I will just get hives everywhere. My eyes start to itch and water. They're red and swollen, almost shut. I don't handle cats well at all, or cigarette smoke. Weird.
Rob asks, have you tried making Greek flatbread? I've been making it recently and I can't get enough of it. It's really easy to make as well.
I have made, for the flatbread thing, I've done the cottage cheese one. And then also I guess you would kind of count this as a flatbread, but I sometimes just mix cheese and eggs, and then whatever seasoning we want to do, I'll just whip that up. And I make sure it's more cheese than egg. And then I just spread that on a cookie sheet, bake it for however long, till it looks right. And that comes out just like a flatbread. But yeah, it is really good. And so you can use it for so many things, as a pizza crust, just to tear off and dip it into something, as bread for a sandwich. Love it.
Have you made the cauliflower, like the cauliflower crust for pizzas?
I have not, only because, crap, maybe I did. No, I think I maybe did one time, and I was like, oh, the liquid that comes out of this is such a pain in the butt to deal with. And so I stopped using it. Plus, I don't handle vegetables very well for whatever reason. It just really inflames my gut. So we don't really do a lot of cauliflower stuff, and nobody else really likes it. Sometimes I'll make like mashed cauliflower, and I'm like, you guys, it tastes just like mashed potatoes. You're like, this is gross. Do I have to eat it? So we just don't.
I had cauliflower crust pizza one time, and I actually liked the crust, the way they made it. I don't know how it was made, but it was actually.
Oh yeah, it's nice that more places, when you're able to, or if you want to order something, it's nice that there are more like low carb options out there. So you have pizza bowls, but then also cauliflower crust pizzas, I'm noticing. And yeah, so anytime we ever would order pizza, that's what the kids always get, the cauliflower crust pizza, and they love it, which is awesome. Making it at home, it doesn't taste as good, apparently.
Maybe because they realize it's actual cauliflower.
Maybe, yeah.
Oh. Jason says chaffles are his pizza crust.
Oh, yeah, the kids.
I'm going to try that.
They're so good. The kids actually asked me if I could do, because when I very first started making chaffles, I made a bunch of them and then put them in the freezer. That way the kids can just like take it out, throw it in the toaster or whatever. And they were asking me actually just last night if I could do that again. They're like, that way we can have, we can make sandwiches and we can do all kinds of things. I was like, yeah, I can do that. So, eyelash.
Oh, I hate that. Jody, welcome in. I'm so glad you're here. We're just asking Kendra questions. We've already discussed her channel and her background and all that. So if you have any questions for her, please drop them in the chat. So anyway, so what are you making for your dinner tonight, Kendra?
We had a roast last night, so I think I'm just going to make a sauce to pour over that, the leftovers of it. For the ones who like it. Some kids are just not loving the roast lately, so I told them they can just make themselves some crustless pizzas, which we do that a lot too. So we found a good pizza sauce. They just pour that into their pan, add cheese and pepperoni, whatever other meats they want, and maybe like jalapenos, banana peppers. Throw it under the broiler for a while, and boom, which I love. I'm like, and like chaffles too. I love that. I think it would be so fun to get each kid their own little mini waffle maker, so they can just make their own chaffles, because they have done so well with making themselves. low carb foods. And they don't whine about it. They don't complain about it. They're starting to be like, what can I do with this? How can I get creative with it? I'm like, yes, my little creative in the kitchen children. But they do so well with staying low carb. Yes, I try to. My husband and I try to tell them on a fairly regular basis, like, you guys do really well with this, because a lot of other kids would be like, I don't like this, I want to eat this, I want that, I miss buns on my for my burger or whatever. No. And they're not like that at all. They're just like, okay. At the very beginning, the two youngest struggled a little bit with it, like, I don't get to have French fries anymore. Like, whatever. But then when they started to notice how much better they were feeling, and they're like, I actually sleep a lot better now, or my face is clearer, or school is a lot easier. I'm like, yeah. So they are now, even though they're so young, they're even to a point where they're like, can we make this in a better version? Like, can we have donuts, but make it in a better version? Because I don't want to feel like that again. So I'm like, yeah. So they're learning at a young age that you can have things that still taste good, and all the things that we ate before, we just make it different. That's all.
Yeah. I love how you talked about wanting to be creative in the kitchen, and you'd get up there and, you'd grab this and I wonder how that would taste. I wonder how this would taste. Funny story. When Ronson was really little, his idea of making toast was to put it in the toaster and toast it a little bit. Not much, but a little. And then he'd put a whole bunch of butter on. And then he'd get up there on his chair because he was too short to reach the spice cabinet. And I had a Lazy Susan. He'd spin this Lazy Susan and then stop it. And he'd look and he'd go, I wonder how this would taste. Shake it, put it back up, spin it again. I wonder how that would taste. Grab it, shake it on there. And he'd literally just load his toast up with any number of spices. And no matter what it was, it could be cinnamon and oregano and garlic and parsley and nutmeg and anything. And he'd eat it.
I love it.
And there was one time he had to have had 2 tablespoons of butter on one slice of bread. And at least that much minced garlic. And I'm like,
oh my God.
No, you don't. You're not adding that much garlic. And I went scraping it off, and I still couldn't get enough of it off of there. He was so upset that I'd taken that much garlic off of his toast. And he kept wanting to come up and give me hugs and kisses. And I'm like, oh my God.
Your breath.
And he was that way for a week. He smelled of garlic for a week.
Oh my gosh.
But yes, that was.
I love that though. That's why I try to. When I will let the kids, like, all right, we're gonna do some ground beef or something with hamburger, and I'll let them pick the seasonings, because I feel like, how are they gonna learn? What goes well together and what in their own mind. So I just tell them, just smell it. At least smell it. Maybe smell them both together. Like, would these match? And sometimes things that we don't think it's gonna taste that great together, we try a little and we're like, oh my gosh, this actually is kind of good. It's just fun. I have so much fun playing in the kitchen.
Yeah. This is from Jesse with Lazy Days Ahead.
I actually been good guest. Your life seems to have a good outlook about it. Oh, thank you.
I wanted you to see that. She's amazing, Jesse. She's one of my favorite creators. Thank you for that compliment. I appreciate it. Well, I am not seeing any other questions in chat. Is there anything at all that you would like to share? Any encouragement for us today that you want to share?
I don't know. I am very grateful, like very appreciative of just the kindness over here. So I do want to at least say thank you for that. It's just it's weird and it's humbling, but I appreciate you guys.
Absolutely. Well, you've been such an encouragement to me from the first moment that I met you. And
Oh,
what
good. I'm glad.
you know, what you give out, you get back, and for good reason. You're the first one to be there, like when we go to Tuber Chat. You're the first one greeting people. Hey, Catherine, so glad that you're here. Catherine is with G&G Farm, and she has a really fun channel also. And her husband, I'm going to get Catherine and her husband both over here on for an interview one of these days. Her husband Tony has Campfire and Countryside. I think I got the name right. I just go and watch it. I have so much fun over there. But anyway, when we go to these other channels, Kendra's the first one there, greeting and encouraging, saying hello, always with a smile. And if we need watch hours, she's the first one there saying, sure, I'll help you out. And
I suck at leaving comments, but I am always happy to run somebody's channel. So I'm pretty sure my email address is in my about section. So truly, if anybody ever just wants me to run your channel, I will do it. I might not leave very many comments, but I'll run the channel. Even if you're monetized, because I know that it matters when you're monetized too.
So anyway, one of the best supportive creators that I know. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart. And you're just one of the best. And I love you.
Oh, I love you too.
I'm so grateful that you were able to be here today. And
me too.
I'm glad we were able to make it work. So if there are no other questions in chat, then I will go ahead and close this out. I want to thank you for your time today. And please do go and check out Kendra, Consume the Goodness. She also has Consume the Gameness. And those links are in the description for today's live. And yes, we are working on getting you to that 20,000 mark. And while we're at it, we're working on getting me to my 500.
Yes.
I'm working so hard at getting to the first level of monetization. I need watch hours. I'm still about 1,700 watch hours away. So if you guys don't mind helping me out, that would be awesome. I will do my best to reciprocate. That would be great. I'm not begging, just asking if you can help me out. My old phone that I usually use to run channels now is too old to update the app, so I have to run it in a browser, and that takes forever. But I will still do it. So just, anyway, thank you again, Kendra, and thank you everyone that's in chat, those who are watching in the background, and those who are watching the replay. I appreciate each and every one of you. You are the only reason this channel is even successful. Thank you, Jessie, for posting Kendra's email.
Oh, yeah, thanks.
Wonderful. And Kendra does have a shop. It is, what is your shop name?
Shop shoplsf.com is the website for it.
Okay.
So, yep.
And
we have all kinds of stuff.
Really cool products over there. Really cool.
We have like mugs and puzzles and candles. I feel like the website doesn't put it out in a very big way. We tried to add it in as much as we could, but we can do customizable things. So if there's like a specific type of shirt or like a family picture you want on a mug or something, we could do that. But yeah, so we have our own stuff, but then also the things that maybe you guys would want us to make for you. We could try to work on that.
Awesome. So there you go. Ronson just put the link to her shop in the chat. Thank you for that, Ronson. And with that, I will say good evening, good afternoon, good night, good morning, wherever you are in the world. And thank you again for being here. This has been a lot of fun, and I appreciate each and every one of you. You have a wonderful week. I will be here tomorrow afternoon. We are going to have a very, very special edition of Talk About It Tuesday, whatever. There's a little clue for you. I have a new co-host, and we have a special guest for our live tomorrow. And it's going to be a lot of fun. There may be just a little something special happening during the live. You don't want to miss it. I wonder what that could be. So, but that's all I'm going to say. And
I'm excited to find out.
yeah, it's going to be fun. And then there will be a video out for you on Thursday. I can't promise a time. I'm shooting for 1 o'clock Mountain Time, 3 o'clock Eastern. Things have been a little crazy here with my kitties, and so if I'm late or if I have to postpone it till Friday, please be patient with me. I'm doing the best that I can. I will get it to you. We are on chapter 4 of our book on the names of God, and it's going to be a good one. The web page, Jesse, Ronson put the link up on here already. It's the shoplsf.com. So, anyway, and then next week, I have an interview scheduled. Yeah, whatever. Next week on Monday, I have another interview scheduled. I think it's, let me pull it up. The Garden Kitchen with Tracy. That is who my guest is next week. It's a brand new channel. I will be getting to know her just as much as you will. So that is what's on tap for the Lewis Acre Farm. And I hope that you will all join me tomorrow, Thursday, and next Monday. So there you go. I guess I shouldn't lean back. I disappear. But anyway, I will catch you guys tomorrow. Have a wonderful, blessed evening and a blessed rest of your week. Bye, guys.